YouTube.com/Tim Westwood TV. I mean, I really don't know what is up with our next guest, Curtis Walker, but he's just in here lounging like he's in his front room watching telly. Have you just been watching the football or something? I mean, Curtis, really, you are meant to step to the mic. If you're just in here to keep warm.
To sit down.
Relax, I said.
I'm too old to come to a studio and have to stand up in front of a microphone. Is that to keep me energized?
I had an interesting experience, Paws, with you at the Hammersmith Apollo, now the Hammersmith Apollo, previously the Hammersmith Odeon, where I watched you perform on, what was it, the Sunday night show?
Yeah, it was a Sunday night live.
Sunday Night Live.
Last week, Sunday Night Live, last week.
And
big lineup.
Oh, big lineup.
Big hitters.
Oh, crazy hitters up
If
there.
they'd known you were in the house, I'm sure you would have been mentioned about 24 times.
Rinsed in a really disrespectful way. In a disrespectful way. Mangled is the word, not mentioned, mangled.
Probably.
So I kept a low profile, as usual, sat at the back.
Nice.
I'm not falling for that. I've got your seat at the front, Tim.
Yeah, man, the cheap seats.
Yes, exactly. I am cheap. Actually, I was on the guest list. I'm that cheap.
Oh, live the dream, son.
Live the hustle.
I had my own sisters come to the show. They couldn't even get on the guest list.
Oh, man. Oh,
Boy.
man. Okay, well, but it took me back to another era of watching you on that stage the first time around when Mary J Blige came to her first UK tour.
Exactly. It took me back. I didn't even remember until I was actually on the stage. You know how, when you're getting old and you don't even remember. I'm like, yeah, I'm standing there and I'm thinking when you was backstage, I'm looking at the space going, I've played here before. I've definitely played here before. And it wasn't until I got on stage I remembered it was at Mary J Blige. What's the 411? Was that the album?
Yeah, What's the 411?
Yeah.
That was the first tour, and that was the first time she was over. And it was interesting. She did 2 nights. The first night she went out there on her own. She puts it down, and I've asked her about this last time she was over, actually. She said to me the reason she got booed and broke down in tears was that her DJ sucked.
Okay.
And she blamed it on the DJ.
She blamed it on the DJ, not the British audience saying, hang on, is that all you got?
Exactly.
Because it's weird, when she started, and I do love Mary J Blige, now,
to the max.
But when everybody starts, they're good in the studio. Do you know what I mean? But in America, they kind of applaud you just for standing on stage. In England, we don't really play that.
Yes, and
we'll give you little props, but then come with something. And unfortunately, she wasn't quite ready yet.
It was too early, man. That was a club PA that you paid back those top dollar to go and see, and it was like a concert venue that you were sitting down at, and you were the warm-up act.
Yes.
And
you know, I got pulled up for that. I got called in day 2. I got called in by her management. They implied I'd goaded the audience to boo her.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean?
So they were blaming the DJ.
I mean, I had a great gig. I was storming it.
Yes.
And then the next day they called me and they said, we heard that you were telling the audience when she comes out, you gotta boo her. Did you say that? And I'm like, am I stupid?
Yes.
And I'm kind of ignorant anyway, so I kind of lost the plot a little
especially
bit.
in those days. Oh my God!
And then,
you have mellowed down a bit. Come on, brother.
Yeah. Man, that comes with age and sense.
But oh man, and do you remember that? And then what did she do? She flew in. She flew in KC, and the second night was an incredible show.
Yeah, definitely.
It was an incredible show. And when people talked about that gig, if you went on the first day and you went on the second day, you had like 180 degrees different opinions of it.
Yeah, very true, very true. But she is a phenomenal, and we've all got to learn. We've all had bad nights. Isn't it, Tim?
Is she no?
Okay.
No, not to another. Consistently high, baby.
Consistently high standard.
Yes, 100% success rate when
if we took a survey.
I go in. No, I could just tell you that. You wouldn't need a survey, baby. When I go in, just ask my girl. 100% success, satisfaction guaranteed.
I did answer.
Now, you have met.
I have met.
And shaken hands with.
Yes.
Nelson Mandela.
Oh, yeah. One of the proudest days of my life.
Yes. Now, the fact that this happened in Madame Two Swords is irrelevant to
anything.
Don't hate,
bruv. Don't hate on it.
I mean...
I made Nelson Mandela laugh about 2 weeks after he came out of prison. No. I mean, come on. That's good going, isn't it?
Now, was that at the Brixton Academy?
No, that was at Birmingham Symphony Hall in Birmingham, brand new venue at the time. And he came over to England 2 weeks after he released from jail. And we did Lenny Henry organised a
Lenny's
show.
Great.
Lenny Henry.
Where did you stay in the Travel Inn?
No.
And you made him laugh, by a little tickling process?
What did I do? Just jokes, not tickling. You don't tickle Nelson Mandela. You don't walk up to Nelson Mandela and say, tickle. will you stop it? Will you leave me alone?
I don't know. He's been in jail a long time. He might not like a little tickle.
like a little tickle.
Yeah, a little tickle. He wasn't getting any.
You're cold. You've changed, bro. You've changed.
I know. What happened? You were in the Real McCoy.
Yes.
Now, for people who are not of that generation when that was the hottest thing ever on TV, just talk it through because people don't know about it.
Okay, well, when was that? I don't know when. I don't even like to think when. It was so depressing when you go back. Back in the day.
Yeah, it was.
That's the terminology I want to keep with.
Back in the day.
Back in the day. I hate that expression. Back in the day, yeah, especially when you hear 16-year-old people saying it. You remember back in the day? When? You're just born. Anyway, back in the day, we had a TV show where on the black comedy circuit, there was a kind of a buzz building and an energy, and it was a new thing because we'd watched people like Lenny, Charlie Williams, and those people were the pioneers, but it came down to a kind of community level, and there's kind of a heat happening was going on, and TV producers actually came down to the lesser areas, you know, where they wouldn't normally go. It wasn't West End I'm talking about.
Wasn't
Harlesden, Peckham, and Brixton,
Hoods.
and actually saw people performing. So we got invited, myself and Ishmael, my partner at the time. It was a double act, Curtis and Ishmael.
Oh yes,
that's
Ishmael.
right, Curtis and Ishmael.
Was there a falling out? What happened?
No.
Course?
Ishmael had a journey of his own, Tim, involving like some addiction, abuse, drug abuse. It was a dark story. Let's not go there now.
Oh, wow.
Buy me a drink, we'll talk. But Ishmael's doing well now. Let me
He's
just
in
round it
recovery.
off with that. He's past recovery. He's just perfect now. He looked better than me and you.
Now,
That's what's annoying.
Is it very annoying because he had all those drugs that we haven't had?
Exactly.
Now, what happened when he was on his rocky road to ruin?
What happened?
Yeah, between you and him. Was
No,
he,
we're
was
cool.
he not?
We're
No,
cool.
but
It
I mean,
just
was he
ended.
not turning up? Was he just
Yeah,
not
he just
turning
not
up?
turning up. We had a gig in Nottingham Playhouse, which was the final straw.
Right.
Like 2,000 people and our
just
names
didn't
on
turn
the
up.
bill. And I phoned his girlfriend. She hadn't seen him the whole day. We usually go to the gigs together.
Yeah.
I went up there and said, look, when he gets here, put him on a train.
Yes.
I drove up. When I got there, he wasn't there. Had to go on stage and do 10 minutes of nothing, really.
Yeah.
Never had a kind of single set, you know, like a stand-up set.
It was
usually a double act.
you and Ishmael.
So I just went up there and waffled. It was the worst day, worst evening of my
and
life.
enough was enough.
And enough was enough.
Yeah.
Came back down and we kind of dissolved the partnership. In a night, it wasn't horrible because he's my brother. I've known him since I was 3 years old. Nursery school, primary school, secondary school, and that was my brother. And I love him dearly and still do to this day.
And when it fell apart, was it heartbreaking for you?
It was just about the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
And it's taken me a long time to get through
bounce,
it because even though you're not together, there's not a morning I didn't wake up and think about the brother because we were together like, I mean, you know what I mean? We were together all the time. He was my brethren, he was my bona fide. We did everything kind of together. And so when I heard of his recovery and him getting back on top and he's actually starting gigging again and doing
tremendous.
stuff again.
Yeah.
And it just felt like a real nice feeling for me.
Yes.
And I don't know, I didn't know the weight was on my shoulder, but it felt like something had just lifted. And hence the one-man show and just feel alive again. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Fighting
coming
back,
at it again.
Fighting back, baby.
Fighting back.
Yo, man, good to see you, fam. Thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah, man, it's a pleasure, man.
Really good. YouTube.com/Tim Westwood TV.